Go. Hi, I've been asked by some people to demonstrate how to use a reed knife for trimming a commercial reed. Now keep in mind that this is not how to make a reed from a blank, so the technique is entirely different. First thing you have to learn is what kind of knife to get, and there's two or three principal types of knives. Now there's the heavy steel knife, which has one flat side and a bevel side. This is good for anything, for deep cutting or for scraping. But you have to keep in mind, when it's beveled only on one side, you have to determine lefty or righty knife. And the reason for that is this. For instance, I'm a lefty. I want to use the knife to cut where I can actually see the blade touch the reed. If I'm using this left-handed knife as a righty, then I have to look over the blade in order to see where it's touching the reed. If for just doing principal scraping, what's called a V or a razor knife, that obviously has no real one flat side and one beveled side, is probably the appropriate thing, and they come looking like this, or in this case, this is a portable knife. So this is the one that I generally use if I'm not at home. So the basic technique is this. You either use a plate of glass that some people use to keep the reed stationary, and you keep it on that, or as many people do, and myself is included, I support the part I'm cutting on the finger like that, and I use the thumb to place the knife. So in other words, if I'm cutting back here, then my thumb will be back here, and the knife will sit against the thumb, and you cut this way. You never move your wrist or your arm up and down. You just go sort of to and fro. And if I'm trimming the reed up here, then I bring the thumb up, support the tip, because you don't want to bend it. And I would cut this way. If I'm doing the tip of the reed, I would do that. If I'm doing this side, I would do that. But the principle is always that you have it against your thumb, and you move it with the opposite wrist or fingers in a to and fro motion. Okay, now the other technique is what I refer to as taping a reed before I clip it, and some people have asked me about that, and that's basically taking off wood from about here on the reed, which is right below the curve, to try to get as even a cut as possible, but as I refer to as peach fuzz, to do very, very little bit as even as possible, and then you clip the reed. That makes the tip of the reed closer to the hard and the thicker part, but you've tapered the tip, so the tip itself is now about the same thickness as it was. So you do away with the harshness often associated with the clipping of a reed. So I hope this helps you.